Shōgun, episode 8, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so episode 8 of Shōgun is now out for you guys to go and check out right now. And oh my days, what an episode this was. Look, we're 8 episodes in. We got 2 episodes to go. And right now, I'm struggling to not say that this is one of the best shows of recent times. It's just that riveting, that great. The writing, the characters, the performances, everything about this show is screaming one of the best shows of the last 5 years. It's that good. And I really hope they stick the landing with these next 2 episodes. Because, man, this episode, it was a roller coaster of a ride. So obviously last week we know what happened with Toranaga's son. That was a surprise, and it was like, what is going to happen? Well, now we have them. They get a rest period for mourning the loss of this person or people, which is 49 days. So now we go back to Edo, where Toranaga is, based from. And we start to get that rest period. We start to see them mourn the death here. And this is where Toranaga's basically saying, I'm surrendering. Like, that's it. It's done and dusted. I have now lost my son. Like, there's nothing left for me. So this whole entire episode, you're just feeling the defeat come through on Lord Toranaga. And this is where you see Anji actually starts to, sort of like rebel in a way, but not quite. He's starting to feel like, I'm not going down this route. I'm not dying. I don't want to die. He gets reunited with one of his crew members, and that doesn't go down well. And that is an interesting confrontation between him and his, fellow colleague that he was sailing with. So that was all interesting. And just to see how Anji has, adjusted to living this lifestyle in Japan while his crew has rotten and stuff like that. They're wasting away. And you see that in that moment where they have that confrontation. So that was a very interesting dynamic to see. There is a scene in here involving Mariko and her husband when they're having some tea. And oh my days, that whole entire sequence and scene was riveting. Completely and utterly 100% just jaw-dropping greatness right there. When they're sitting there and they're talking about it, and when he says to her, okay, let's go to death together now. Me and you, let's go husband and wife to oblivion, to death together. And then when she comes back with him, like, you miss the whole entire point. The point was never I wanted death to get out of this. And then when she tells him that she would rather live like 1,000 years out of his reach, and I don't want to spoil the scene. I want you guys to watch it, because that scene alone just broke this guy. And it was just, I'm sitting there like, oh my days. This is just some of the best writing I've seen in TV. And then you get to the council scene where they're sitting there. Toranaga's sitting there in front of them all, asking for the signatures that are going to come with him to Osaka to basically say, we're surrendering. You have that going on. And this scene, my jaw dropped. I did not expect this to happen in this scene, when they start standing up to Toranaga and saying, we're not going to sign this. We're not doing this. This is not how we're going down. We are not surrendering and going to our deaths like this. We are not. We did not fight this long for it. But then as Toranaga's best friend, who then goes, this is it. It's enough. I've had enough of it. And I'm not doing it. And you know what? I'm going to sentence myself to death to prove that. And And then not only is he getting, not only is Toranaga is about to, like, see his best friend die, his best friend's son is the one that's going to chop his head off. Like, it's so insane. And I'm sitting there and you just see that a best friend is willing to sacrifice himself, sacrifice his life to get through to Lord Toranaga, to get through to his own friend. And it's just, I wasn't expecting it because you see everything that happens. You see him cut his gut open by himself, and then you see his son slice his head clean off in one go, and it rolls. And you just, the emotional impact and weight of that scene is there. But then, I mean, you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, how can it get any more riveting? How can it get even better than that? Well, I'll tell you, Mariko goes in to see Lord Toranaga, and they're sitting there. And he explains about, like, the death that just happened, and that this is all part of a plan. That he knew his duty. He knew what he had to do in order for this to happen. And then he says, I now have your mission. Are you ready? And then you see Mariko sitting there, watery eyes. And next thing you know, it's like this moment of just complete 180, just boom. And she looks at the camera and she's like, I'm ready. And I'm sitting there like, oh my days. One of the coldest moments of television right now. So cold when she said, I'm ready. And she looked straight into the camera. Just give her all the awards. Give her all the Emmys. Give her everything right now. Because that performance alone is so good. And so cool. I got chills down my spine when she said that. So then she arrives at the boat with Anji and Yabashing. I think I probably butchered that. Let me know in the comments how to pronounce it, please. So they're there on the boat. She arrives. She's ready for her mission because she has something about her going to Osaka with Lady Ochiba and what's going to happen with that, because we know they were very close. That is going to be interesting next episode. And then we have Lady Ochiba, and she's pulling strings there, and she's now being given a marriage proposal by someone. We also see another person die in that camp as well. And it was kind of a weird one when she died, because it kind of felt like Lady Ochiba was like sort of sad, but then like sort of not, like, yeah, now you're out of the way. Now I get to do what I want to do. I'm in full control. So the chess pieces are all moving. Everything is moving. People are being played left, right, and center. Riveting episode. Fantastic writing. Cinematography great as always. The best show on TV right now, Shōgun. Easily the best show on TV right now. 2 episodes to go. Please stick the landing. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Did you guys enjoy it? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.